In this video, we're going to be going through how to download an ISO and how to write it to a bootable USB so that you can install your Linux distro of choice. Right here on screen, we can see the 3D Artist Comprehensive Guide that I've created for you guys. This is a video series as well as a written guide that can be a companion to your video watching. For this video specifically, I'm just going to use the top recommendation that I have on my site for CachyOS, in which any of the distros you choose, there will be an option for this tutorial, which is download ISO and create bootable USB. That has everything we're going to do in this video, and all the links are available for you for the distros that I am recommending, as well as the links to the software you need to write those bootable USBs. So I'm just going to get started and click on CachyOS right here, and we're going to want the desktop edition and do direct download. And if we save that, then we'll wait a little bit for that to download. And while that is downloading, we're going to download the software we use to write the USB. So if we navigate back to our guide, you can see here that probably the best option on Windows is Rufus. On Linux, all you have to do is install GNOME disk utility, which you can do with sudo apt install, sudo dnf install, or sudo pacman-s. Then just type in GNOME disk utility and that will install. And then on Mac, I think the best option is probably Balena Etcher. So either way, while we're waiting for that to download, we're going to just click on Rufus, and we're going to scroll down and find the latest release and just click on that top one. We're going to just save that to our downloads. And once your Linux ISO is downloaded, all you have to do is open up the Rufus download. So we're going to pop open Rufus, click yes, and you'll see there's an option for device, an option for boot selection. This is where we'll select our ISO. And there's some formatting stuff that you won't need to worry about because that will be defined by the ISO you're putting on the disk. Next, you're going to want a USB of some sort, like the SanDisk or whatever else you got, whatever size, it does not matter. You can see that you can use whatever size you want. Plug that into your computer and you should see an option show up for your disk. Mine is 128 gigs. I know that's overkill for this, but use whatever you got. And then we're going to do disk or ISO, and we're going to click select, and then we should see that option in our downloads folder. Click open, and I'm going to leave everything as it is, and we're going to just hit start. This asks to do a couple of things with these ISO hybrid images. Just say yes. Now this will take a moment. Once this is done, we will eject the drive, or if this is the computer that you're going to be putting the Linux distro on, then you can leave it plugged in, and then we'll go over how to boot up your computer, get to the boot menu in the BIOS, as well as get it started so that you can move on to the next tutorial on how to install your Linux distro. Alright, once that is done, you will see it say ready again. You do not need to click start again. I think that is a little bit of a easy beginner mistake to do, and you just hit close. Now if we open up our file manager, there is this COS, which we will be able to look at and see that there is the bootable and EFI partitions, which means that your drive was written correctly. In some cases, you will not be able to see the drive after. That is just because sometimes Linux partitions are unreadable by Windows, but generally you will be able to see it. Alright, if we return to our guide, the next step will be getting into our boot menu and preparing to boot the live desktop. So the first step we're going to need to do is insert it into the side of the computer with the USB port. Doesn't matter which one, as long as it is a 2 or 3 USB port. And then press the power on button, and then on my computer, the F11 button, which you spam, will bring up your boot menu. Now here we can see that you can tab up and down, and generally the options are labeled USB and UEFI. And if I hit enter, that should pop us into the CachyOS grub menu, in which it will auto boot, or you can hit enter to launch your installer. That is all for today. I am running on Linux, and I'll see you in the next video.